You just got your college admissions decisions. Now what? Think about the demographics of the institution. How big you want your institution to be. Would you be fine if your institution only has about 5,000 students or 40,000? Who knows? These are things that you have to ask yourself. Do you want to be in a more a bustling city area? What is your current hometown like? And do you think that it would be easy for you to make that transition, or would it be overwhelming if you go from a rural to a city area, or does that excite you? Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? I hope you subscribe and want to join the family as we embark on this journey of realness, self-discovery, college, all of the above. And if you've been here before, what's popping? I hope you guys are all safe amidst all of this uncertainty and wildness with the coronavirus, and just this time of isolation, because we want to prevent the virus from spreading. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the post-college admissions process, or lack thereof, because it really seems like there is a lot of lack of clarity and structure after you get your admissions decision, because it really is just on you to now come to a conclusion about where you're going to spend the next 4 years of your life. And especially given that these are really peculiar times. We have never been in a situation like this where all college students are online right now. All schools are shut down. A lot of people are working remotely if they're fortunate enough to do so. These are really trying and weird times. And I'm hoping that some of this advice can help to quell some of the anxieties that I had. And I can't even imagine what the class of 2024 is going through now, because they're going through the same uncertainty, plus just uncertainty period about prom, graduation, all of these different things. So long story short, we're going to talk about you just got your college admissions decisions. Now what? An interesting question, might you ask? First and foremost, congratulations. Whether you got accepted, waitlisted, denied, the process is over. You don't have to write any more college admission essays until grad school if you want to go there or whatever. You're good for now. Now that weight is off your shoulders. I'm so glad you made it through that process, because I know it's so stressful. Half the time you're writing about things and you don't even know if you're going to be interested in this a year from now. And there are just so many different applications, so many different schools that you were probably looking at, different routes that you potentially could have taken if you were thinking about athletics or choosing between a more traditional college or a 2-year or 4-year technical school, a school for the arts. There are just so many different things that go into choosing where you're going to apply to school, scholarships, and just your senior year too, or some juniors are applying for school as well, but your senior year, you're also trying to enjoy your time, then make sure that you graduate so you can get to college. You guys have a lot of things going on. So right now, your heart can kind of be at rest, because you don't have to worry about going home and doing another 650-word Common App essay or anything like that. But there are a lot of emotions that come with finally getting a decision after you've been fantasizing about this moment for a while. You got accepted to your dream schools or your schools. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm incredibly proud of you if nobody has said that for you yet, or you should be incredibly proud of yourself. But I want you to know that with this acceptance, don't worry about what other people have to say, because some people are going to be jealous, some people are going to feel some kind of way, and they're going to talk down on you, say that you don't deserve to get into this school, you may not deserve the scholarship that school gave you, or that you're just undeserving. Don't worry about that. That's a projection of other people's insecurities, and you should not let it become a reflection of your character or a reflection of who you actually are. Because at the end of the day, those admissions officers made that decision to let you into their university for a reason. So if it's not enough and you don't believe in yourself, they believed in you, period. If you got rejected, you're still a baddie. You are still an amazing person, an amazing individual, and this decision is not in any way, shape, or form indicative of your value or self-worth. that is something that we just have to continuously let ourselves know. And just like I'm incredibly proud of the people who got accepted, I'm incredibly proud of the people who got denied as well, because you took that leap of faith and you applied to this university or college. That takes a lot, because I know so many people personally who had dreamed of going to a certain school or wanted to apply to a certain school, but their fears held them back. Your fears didn't hold you back. So you're a winner in and of yourself for even applying in the first place. Second of all, just because you got denied does not mean that you're not necessarily a good fit for that school. Perhaps you're just not a good fit for that cohort of students. Perhaps if you had applied a year earlier or a year later, you would have gotten in because they have different demographics, whether it's sex, gender, religion, geographic location, major that they were trying to cater to. At the end of the day, just as much as the college admission process is about evaluating individual students and how you think that they will thrive or how they will be at your university, it is also a process that is incredibly strategic and calculated. They're comprising each incoming class with a certain goal in mind. Maybe this year they want more people from the southeast region because last year they didn't have a lot of people coming from the southern eastern states. So you could have been a great student from California who they know would be an amazing student at this university, but they had specific goals that they wanted to fulfill. And sadly, one part of your profile just didn't align with that. This is not necessarily to say that you are worthless. This is not to say that you could never do well at that university. It's just that for the things that they were looking for, there were just other students who more so fit that mold. And this is not saying that you are underqualified in any way, shape, or form, but it's more so, we think you're a great student, period. We think you're a great person, but in terms of our priorities for this class this year, we don't necessarily think that you would be a good fit here. There is beauty and there are blessings in rejection. Closed doors do not mean that you're destined for failure for the rest of your life. In no way, shape, or form. Sometimes I feel like failure and denial is honestly way better than success, because success can sometimes lead to complacency, and denial forces us to reflect and be introspective and think about, okay, why did this school not want to choose me to be a part of their class? And these are important questions to ask ourselves, but there's a fine line between asking ourselves these questions and being self-deprecating, and you don't want to fall into the pool of self-deprecation because it's not going to benefit anybody, and you're an amazing individual regardless of and completely independent of what your college admissions decisions were and where you applied and where you end up at school. So try your best not to let that cloud your confidence and sense of self-worth, because you're amazing, period. So long story short, getting denied from a school is a great time for us to really sit back and think about what we want in an institution, what we want from our college experience, and where can we envision ourselves. I'm a firm believer in the fact that everything happens for a reason. So if you didn't get into that school right now, don't stress about it, because I guarantee you got accepted somewhere else, or there are still options for you if you still want to go to school. So this is just a part of your testimony. God has so many intentional plans for us. It's just up to us to keep faith in Him and to keep being steadfast and to keep trudging forward. You can't let this denial stop your greatness. Like, what? One little no? I've gotten so many no's in my life. People at different Ivy League schools, because I go to Princeton, so I'm just going to talk about the Ivy League. Some people at Ivy League schools got rejected. They got accepted to Princeton, but they got rejected to others, and vice versa. Or some people got waitlisted, which is who we're going to talk about right now. If you're on the wait list, what's up, Pooh? I know this kind of feels like a slap in the face or a stab in the stomach. You're like, okay, you're saying I'm good, but not good enough. And honestly, the advice that I have for the waitlist people is essentially the same as those who were denied. I want you to revisit what you want in an institution. I want you to think about, why did I really apply to this school? Can I really see myself here? Because you should not feel like a second-class citizen, or you should not feel less than because you're put on this wait list. The same reason that somebody else got denied, you could have been put on that wait list. Maybe they thought you were a great applicant, but they really wanted to prioritize having students from this location, or maybe you identify as a male and they already had too many males in their class, so they chose more women, or vice versa, but they still want you as an applicant and they still want to let you know that they want you to come to their school, so they're putting you on the wait list. Because everybody who gets accepted to a school is not going to go there. My best advice for you is really just, as I was saying before, to revisit why you applied to the school in the first place. What do you want from an institution? What type of scholar do you want to be? What do you want to study? All of these different questions. Just think about that. And then if you believe that the school that you got waitlisted to aligns with those desires that you have for yourself, and you feel like it's going to be really conducive to allowing you to become the best version of yourself and the person that you're destined to be, send them an updated letter. If they allow you to, send them updated recommendation letters too. But in that letter, just talk about some of the accomplishments that you've had between the time when you applied to now. Just reiterate your interest in the institution and be really specific about why you still want to go there given this decision. And just put your heart into it. Because at the end of the day, the universe is going to work things out in a mysterious way, and sometimes we don't know why things happen. But you just have to do what you can, put your heart into it. When you're writing to get off of the wait list, you can feel it in your spirit if you're genuinely writing from a place where, okay, do I just want to get off of this list so I feel better about myself, or so I can see if I would have gotten accepted to this institution after I update them, or do I actually want to, like, are the words flying off of the paper? Do I really feel like this is the place for me? And I'm just so grateful that they gave me the space to reiterate that. Be conscious and cognizant of how you feel when you're uploading these extra materials. And if you feel like something's a little off, like, I don't know, like I'm doing this but it feels like a chore, maybe that's a sign that this institution isn't the one for you, even if there is a chance for you to get accepted. So, also, I wish that I had been more proactive about asking current students about their experiences. Of course, current students have a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like me right now, I'm sitting here chatting to y'all, but I definitely have some homework due at 11:59, but we're gonna disregard that. But besides that, I was scared to reach out to people because I was like, I don't know these people. They don't know me. They're not going to want to answer my questions. I'm telling you now, if y'all DM me with questions, I will answer them. I may not get back to you immediately, but if you see me post something, like just DM me again, because sometimes there's just so many different things going on, or DMs go to people's requests, or emails escape people's minds. Like, don't be afraid to follow up. And if after you follow up, they don't reply again, then just leave it be and they'll respond if they choose to respond. But don't be afraid to reach out. Current students want to tell you about their experiences because there are so many things that we have to learn just by going to the institution, but passing down knowledge could potentially negate some of the negative experiences that we had to go through because we didn't have a guiding figure. Or it could just better inform you as you are making your final decision of where you go to school. Wrapping up this video, I just want to encourage you guys to really think about everything that you want in an institution. In a utopian world, what would the weather be like? What would the location be like? What food do you generally like to eat at home? Because that was a big thing for me that I didn't really even think about. The food that I'm accustomed to eating at home, there aren't many options for me to maintain that in college, and that was a big thing that made the transition to college a lot more taxing for me, because for me, food is comfort. I come from a Jamaican household. My mom always cooks. Like, I've been eating good, you know. I can saltfish on Sunday morning, like curry chicken, jerk chicken, curry mutton, the rice and peas, white rice, the whole 9 yards, sorrel, all of that. I'm used to that. And when I went to college, that was not as accessible for me, so I definitely felt a lot more detached from home than I would have if I went to a place maybe where there was a thriving Caribbean community in close proximity, which I could visit when I wanted that taste of home. So think about that. Think about the demographics of the institution, how big you want your institution to be. Would you be fine if your institution only has about 5,000 students, or would you like them to have closer to 8,000 or 40,000? Who knows? These are things that you have to ask yourself. Do you want to be in a more a bustling city area? What is your current hometown like? And do you think that it would be easy for you to make that transition, or would it be overwhelming if you go from a rural to a city area, or does that excite you? Do you want to be around other college students? Look up the colleges that are close to the ones next to you. Look up colleges that are close to the one that you're intending to go to. And I'm telling you now, when I was choosing Princeton, I was like, oh, New York is like an hour and a half away by train. That is not feasible all the time. So even though, yes, I can go to New York when I need to, and I definitely have been doing that a lot more this year, nobody wants to take an hour and a half out of their weekend or on a regular day, especially if your classes are all spaced out, to go and get off campus. Ideally, look for things that are closer, around 30 minutes to an hour. Look up the policy for your institution in terms of transportation. Like, can you take a car on campus? Is that something that you can afford? Is that something that would benefit you? These are all things that you should be thinking about so that your future self feels more comfortable with your decision. Yeah, and join all the group chats with all the people in your class. Get to chatting with them, because they can kind of give you a sense of, because they could potentially give you a sense of what the vibe will be at your campus. But also don't let that deter you, because regardless of where you could go to a school that has everything you want, but if you don't dive head first, if you aren't engaged, if you don't go out and seek other opportunities that the school offers you, you're gonna have a bad experience. Whereas you could go to a school that doesn't have everything that you want, but you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna put like my all into this. I'm gonna try to be social, or try to find circles that work for me, join different things, get out of my comfort zone, take classes that really excite me, and you could have a better experience than going to the school that on paper is exactly like the perfect fit for you. So just keep all of these things in mind. Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't feel like any decision is necessarily the wrong decision, because there is beauty in the fact that the world cannot be any other way than it is right now. That's one thing that philosophy has taught me. That's the idea of determinism. We don't know. Once you make your decision and you go to your college, you can always say, oh, what if? Oh, life would have been better if I went over here. The grass always appears to be greener on the other side, but I can promise you there's no better life to live than the one that you're living right now, with the decisions that you've made to lead you to this point. So even though there is a lot of pressure in this time, even though you have so many different options at this time, just know that no decision is the wrong decision as long as your heart is in it. So just know I'm rooting for you. Congratulations again. Be sure to reach out to me with any questions that you have. I can put y'all in contact with people at various institutions if that's what you need. If you want any personal advice, I'm always open to talking to you guys, or making another video that really speaks to what you want to hear. I want to be here to support you guys as best as possible, because I know some people don't have that support. This process is so much easier when it's done in community. So I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I said that already. I sound like somebody's grandmother telling them goodbye for the 10th time when they walk out the door. But yeah, I hope you guys are all staying safe. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As you all know, I like to end my videos with a question just to get some conversation going down in the comment section. So for today's video, the question is going to be, what is the best piece of advice that you've received that gave you peace of mind while you were applying to college and or scholarships? Yeah, let me know, because you never know who's gonna be reading through the comments and they'll be like, wow, that actually hit. Thank you. Now I feel so much better. Because we're all about helping each other, period. So that's it. I'll see you guys soon. I love you. Take care. And congratulations again. I believe in you if nobody said that yet. Wishing you all the best. Bye. Yeah, I beat my face today. I'm actually... Okay, ignore the smile lines but I'm feeling myself, y'all. I got my little ring light. I'm just so happy to be home. Definitely not under these circumstances, but... Come on. Boom, boom, boom. Period. What? Highlight on swole, okay, honey? Talk to me nice. Talk. That's not my good side. Let me not show y'all that, but talk to me nice. Okay, I'm done. Bye. Oh my gosh, I'm a clown.